Today we're talking about value. Value is the lightness and the darkness that you see in a work of art. And just like all of our demos, what I put on my paper, I'd like for you to put on yours. When we're talking about value in pencil drawing, we call that shading. So the way that we get value is through controlling our pencil. So I want you to start with a rectangle. And I want you to divide it into 4 spaces. One of the easiest values to get is dark. And we're going to put dark down here on the bottom. When we're shading, it's best to use a wooden pencil because the tip can get dull and rounded, and that helps things look a lot more even and smooth. So when we're shading dark, we want to hold our pencil close to the tip. We want to squeeze hard, and we're turning our pencil almost straight up and down, and we're bearing down as hard as we can to fill in that whole rectangle. Now this is not a very good job because I can see white spaces through my shading. So it's okay if you want to turn and go the opposite direction. I'm still holding it very close to the tip. I'm still gripping it tightly. I'm bearing down as hard as I can. The idea is to fill in the entire space so that it looks smooth. One single value. I don't want to see a lot of pencil marks. There we go. Just above that, we have a value that we call medium. For a medium value, I want you to move about halfway back on your pencil. I want you to relax your grip a little bit. And I don't want you to be straight up and down. I want you to be leaning your pencil a little bit. This is going to enable us to shade with this longer part of the lead. And I'm not bearing down very hard. I'm filling in the whole thing, and then I went back over it. I'm not bearing down any harder when I go back over it. I'm just making sure that I can't see any pencil lines. I'm going to go this direction now. Again, I'm not bearing down any harder. But by going in 2 different directions, I make it look a little smoother. Now, if I were to slow down and zoom in on my pencil, this is the movement I'm making. It's like a spiral. And I'm going over and over the same spot in a spiral. And when I do that, it fills it in and makes it look smooth. What we don't want is something that looks like this. This is scribble scrabble, and that's no good. We want things to be smooth. So just above that, we have what we call light. So for a light value, I'm going way back here on my pencil. I'm going to lay it down to where it's almost flat. And I'm just barely going to touch it to my paper. So that lead is just barely coming off of the pencil and onto the paper. And I can see a definite difference between light and medium and dark. This one We're going to leave it unfilled. This one is called a highlight. So we've got the white of the page as the highlight. Then comes light value, medium value, and dark value. This takes practice. You're not going to be good at it immediately. But after you practice it for a while and you get the hang of it, your values are going to look smooth and flat just like mine. So what I'd like for you to do now is to draw yourself another rectangle. And divide it into 4 boxes. And just practice it again. Just practice this again over here and see if you don't get better.